Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together through each of the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you. If you go to my website, if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download these in US letter or A4 to accompany every step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials. And you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated, and please do share out the videos. And now we're going to continue with the 2018 Grade 5 Practice Paper C. We're going to make a start on question 2. So if you turn with me to page 17, we'll get cracking on that. So I'm hoping you've had a go of these. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, you can learn by your mistakes. And so now we'll check through these together. Now we're looking at intervals and we need to describe them fully in terms of major, minor, augmented, diminished and so on. And for that you need a flexible working knowledge of your key signatures. However, rather than just juggling all of these key signatures in your mind, it's helpful to have them written down using the circle of fifths. That way you've done your thinking all at one go and you're not going to get confused by juggling too much information while you're trying to think about your questions. If you're not sure how to work out your circle of fifths, then do check out the links in the cards and in the description, and there's a video tutorial that I've done there explaining all about the circle of fifths. It's really helpful to do that. So you can either refer to that or you can just think about the key signatures. Now we're describing these harmonic intervals, so we're in a harmony, so they come one on top of each other like a chord. And regardless of your key signature, we think of the key signature to apply to the notes where relevant, like an accidental, but we always count the bottom note as the tonic and work it out from there. So first job is to just get the number of the intervals, so counting the lowest note as 1, and we're counting space line, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know it's a sixth of some sort. Now then, you could think, is this C sharp minor or is it C sharp major? However, it's quite tricky thinking about that. So if we just first of all think, well, from C to A we know is a major sixth. That's just 6 in the major scale. And then if we raise the bottom note to the C sharp, as we've got in this example, we've actually made that -6 smaller. You can see we've reduced that interval, and so we've gone from major to minor. So that's a -6th. And also C sharp minor would explain C sharp to A. That's part of that scale structure. So it's a -6th, and you can come to it either way, like that. Now then, here we have a 1, 3, 5, 7. I've just counted up the lines. That's a 7th. Now B flat to A. B flat major has B flats and E flats, and the A is a natural part of that scale, so it's a major 7th. Nothing's been changed there. So a major 7th. Bit of a gap there. So now then, 1, 3, 5. It's a 5th. And we've got G to D sharp. Now G to D would be a perfect 5th, part of, that's an unaltered 5th. However, we're going to D sharp, so we've raised it. Now there's no major minor, we just augment it, so that's become an augmented interval. We've made it bigger from perfect to augmented. So that's an augmented 5th. There we go. So now then we need to write these intervals. So we need to be careful. We're always counting up. So we're going to write a higher note. It's a harmonic interval. So just like here, we need to make sure they stay one on top of each other like a chord or a harmony. So we just count up 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. This is C, B, A, G, F. to F is a perfect octave, nothing needs changing there. Now we need to write a compound minor third or a minor tenth. So let's first of all count 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 is the line, 10, there's our interval. And if we think compound, so jump the octave, B, 1, 2, 3, there's our compound minor third. Now in B major we would expect a D sharp. Major means greater, and so B to D is a lesser interval. We've made the major interval smaller, and also B minor would have D naturals in it. B minor has F sharps and C sharps in your key signatures, so it's already a minor tenth or a compound minor third, and so nothing needs changing there. So that's that question completed. Let's press on to the next one. Now here we have some transposing to do, and this isn't actually as difficult as it seems. It's not actually such a scary question. We just need to treat it as we would these interval questions, and then we just adjust the accidentals as we go along. Now then, excuse me. These are the actual sounds made by a trumpet in B flat. So when a trumpet plays a C, it sounds a B flat. So what they're asking us to do is to rewrite the passage as the music would need to be read for it to sound like this. So we need to transpose it up a major second. Now we would normally think of changing the key signature, but it's told us not to use a key signature. But then we've got to remember to put in the accidental. So we'll first of all bear in mind what that key signature would be, and then we'll add the accidentals as we need to, as circumstances dictate. So here we are in B flat major. Admittedly, we could be in G minor or something like that, but it's easier to just think of it in the major, and then all of your accidentals sort everything out. So upper major second from B flat takes us to the key of C. So we've moved up to C major. So actually, regardless of what this says here, there is no key signature anyway, because of our transposition up from B flat to C major. We now no longer need a key signature. So all we've got to do now is adjust these accidentals, raising and lowering by a semitone, to follow this example. Now, although they've given us two lines, I'm only going to use this first line because I'm going to keep everything aligned with the version that they've given to us, because I've got enough to be thinking about without worrying about which note I'm on. And if I move on to this line, I've spread everything out and I've lost exactly where I'm going. So I'm just going to keep everything nicely in step with theirs, and then I won't get lost. So there's no key signature anyway, so we need our time signature. So we're going up a major second. So basically all we're going is from the line to the space, or the space to the line up. Everything's just moving up a step. I'm going to worry about stems and everything else afterwards. Take things one step at a time, and then you won't get too overwhelmed. Well, my little brain has to take it one step at a time, and it works for me just to be systematic. So here we're going up a step. This is a natural that's been lowered by a flat, so this will also be lowered by a flat. Up a step. So we can see we've gone from playing a C, sounding a B flat, so that just sort of explains what we're doing here for a transposing instrument. Now here it's the same note. This is a natural, so this is a natural that's going to be raised by a sharp. Can't just presume to raise it, because if there was a key signature we'd have to alter it with an accidental, but in this case, because there's no flats, we're just literally transplanting the accidental. So up a step takes us to D. So then, yep, down a step. However, here this is a B flat that's been raised by a natural. You see that? A B flat that's been raised by a natural. Now this is a C natural, so we've got to raise it to semitone by adding a sharp. So that's that. Down a step. same note. Now here that's lowered, a natural that's been lowered by a flat. This is a natural that will be lowered by a flat, just the same. Down a step. Now we're jumping up a seventh one, 3, 5, 7, which takes to the G. Yeah, that's one above. So you notice I'm double checking myself. I'm looking at the intervals next door in relation to the note we've just done, but then I'm also thinking, yes, up a step. So I'm sort of coming at it in two ways to keep double checking myself. Down a third, and again up a step. That makes that correct. Down another step. Now here, that's a C natural that's been, you know, no key signature affecting it. It's a C that's been raised by a sharp. And so here this is a D that will also be raised by a sharp. Down a step. Now here, this is a B flat that's been raised by a natural. This is a C natural, and so to raise that we add a sharp. You can't just transplant the same accidental. We've just got to look at how that affects the note and then do the same step accordingly here. So down a step, and again this now is cancelling this flat here, so that can be a natural to cancel this flat. And then now it's the same note again but flattened again. Bit of a chromatic pattern there. Down a step, down a step, and that's an F. Nothing in the key signature, so it would have been an F natural that's been raised by a sharp. This is a G natural, so we need to raise that by a sharp. So that's all the thinking done. Now we just need to add the stems, because by nudging it up a step we may have to rearrange the way we do the stems. So this stem would go up, being below the middle line. However, these two must come down. That one can go either way, so this one is outvoted. So these will have to change direction. Just that one little step up has meant we need to change the way the stems go. Now of course we still need that tie. And putting the ties in, you don't need to put all the articulation marks unless you've got time and you want to, but we need to make sure the pitch and the timing is the same. So then this will go up for the sake of that A. These can come down. Oops, that went a bit wonky. These will come down, and then these will come up for the sake of this one. There we go. Just have a quick check through. That's a flat, yeah, that's a sharp, that's raised, so that's a sharp, that's a flat, that's correct, sharp. Yep, I think we're right. So there we go, that's that job done. That's that question completed. We'll look at the next questions in the next video. I hope this is helpful to you. I hope it's helping you to get to grips with your grade 5 theory. These practice papers are an excellent revision resource, and I would recommend that you work through lots of past papers from previous years. Even if it's a paper before the exam layout changed, it's still a really valuable resource, and I've completed lots of these online, so do look at the playlist and work through lots of papers to prepare you for your exam. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Please share out the videos, and please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.